a person by his own efforts, can he reach that stage of the radiant form? It must be a grace.
No, you can't. You cannot reach anywhere with your own effort. But the mind says we can. Every human mind says, I have to work to get something. I have to work for it. I have to put a struggle, put an effort to get something. So to satisfy the mind's idea that nothing comes without work, the master says, go ahead, work. But then you work. If you start believing that your struggle and work and effort alone is going to get you something, then you get nothing. So you get frustrated. You say, what is this? I put in my best efforts and nothing happened. And you go to the master, say, Master, what is this? The master laughs at you. He says, effort gives you nothing. It's all grace. And then you pray for nothing but grace. And the whole concept in your head that this is not something that you have to try and get. It's something that will flow. All you have to do is to just remember the master. Just do simple things which keep you in touch with the master inside. When you do that, the grace flows, you're pulled up. And you know that it is not your effort. But in order to reach the point of effortless meditation and just patiently waiting with love and devotion for the master, which gives you everything, you have to go through a phase of struggle and effort, because your mind won't believe otherwise. It's only when the mind fails to achieve, gives up.
Love and devotion comes from him as well.
Absolutely. Everything comes from him. But then you will find a very strange thing when you get something real, not only the radiant form, get something beyond, you will find that what you thought was your effort also came from him. That you couldn't even have thought of effort, which you thought was your own effort, that was put in place in your spiritual discipline, in your spiritual stage by the master. The truth is, everything comes from the master. Looks like sometimes effort, then gradually it becomes less effort, more grace, then becomes total grace. And then you look back, the effort itself was grace.
And the faith as well comes from him?
Yes, faith also comes. Everything comes from him. If we are, now what determines that everything should come? Why would he give everything and make us go through this? He gives it because he had decided, a perfect living master in a human form had decided, you are a marked soul in his list that he's carrying. After all, he's a human being like us, right? A perfect living master becomes a human being like us. His consciousness is total. He's experiencing all levels of consciousness, but he's working as a human being like us. As a human being like us, he's restricted to how many human beings he can meet. He's restricted how many seekers he can meet in a lifetime. He has a lifetime like us. So there's a restricted number of souls that will go home through a particular master.